Hey there, Lens Legends. I'm your host, Jim Landers, your guide on the business side. And it's my mission to uplift portrait photographers to make a great income doing what they love. Welcome to a special episode of the Portrait Profit Show. This is show number 250. And I am so proud to have created so many lessons on the business side of photography. This show started when Amanda of Digital Pro Lab and I wanted to create something that could benefit photographers during the difficult days of COVID. And this show has kept going ever since. The Portrait Profit Show is focused on the business side of photography. Each week you get each week on the Portrait Profit Show, you get tips and systems designed to help you gain a mastery over marketing and sales, reducing the struggles that most photographers face so you can finally get what you deserve. This show's for photographers who feel they've got something to learn on the business side. So if that's you, well, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Portrait Profit Show. The Portrait Profit Show is brought to you by Digital Pro Lab and Landers Photography School. For Digital Pro Lab, and let me put her up on the screen here. Put Digital Pro Lab up on the screen. Amanda and her wonderful, amazing team. You know, you may think they're going out of their way because they're doing such a great job, but it's just normal for them because they love doing what they do. These are career people who enjoy what they're doing, and just the side effect is making you look like a hero to your clients. So if you haven't tried Digital Pro Lab, I want you to go to digitalprolab.com to find out more about Digital Pro Lab. But if you haven't been printing, man, once you start printing, you'll love that feeling of seeing your work in that medium. So don't put that feeling aside. If you haven't printed yet, go to digitalprolab.com, print some images. Don't have to be your best, just some test images, and you are going to be so pleasantly surprised. I want you to go to digitalprolab.com and check out the difference that Amanda and her team can make. digitalprolab.com. And of course, for Landers Photography School, this is my company at landersphotoschool.com. But I want you to go to a different address. I want you to go to the one that's on the screen right now. That's calendly.com/photoschool/15MIN. That takes you directly to my calendar and gets you a free 15-minute private session with me to talk about your world, to talk about your goals, your directions, and what to do in order to get there. Take advantage of it. Landers Photography School teaches both the photography side and the business side. So let's find out what you need. Go to the address you see on the screen right now to put yourself on my calendar. I want to encourage you guys to make comments as I share this lesson with you today, and ask questions as I'm sharing this discussion. So if you come across something that you want to add to the conversation, then please do that in the comments as well. Speaking of comments, I want you to go to the comments section right now and enter in hashtag live. I can see that some of you have done that already. Thank you for doing that. Hashtag live tells me that you're watching right now on either Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or YouTube. We're simulcast to several different places. So this helps me know where people are watching from. Those of you who wind up watching the replay, though, I want you to enter in hashtag replay. Hashtag replay. Again, those who are watching right now, hashtag live in the comments section. I also request that you share the Portrait Profit Show, because that is how people find out about it. It's because someone told them. That's how you found out about it, is someone told you. So share it with others. Now, I want you to imagine that right now is the end of next year. End of next year. You're looking back at your year-end numbers. and a smile spreads across your face. You knew it was coming because you tracked it all year. But here are the final numbers, and your income doubled. That transformation began within the weeks of implementing the strategies that I've taught you over the last year. And that pricing increase that you were nervous about, well, it was a whole lot easier to implement than you thought. And the best part, you spent more time, more quality time this year, creating meaningful images and building client relationships than ever before, all while working fewer hours. This, Lens Legends, isn't a dream. It's exactly what I'm going to help you achieve in this lesson. Out of all the proven strategies that I teach, all the ones that you've heard over the last 250 episodes, I've selected 5 for this lesson, specifically because they generate rapid results while building lasting success. The photographers who implement these particular approaches often see their first wins within days or weeks, not months, days or weeks. Today, I'm sharing the 5 strategies that consistently deliver the fastest return on your effort. Though their benefits will compound over time, these aren't slow burn approaches. These are the exact methods that have helped my students secure immediate bookings, raise their prices successfully, and quickly build momentum towards sustainable growth. We're going to be focusing on developing a brand that starts attracting ideal clients immediately. We're going to be talking about implementing marketing tactics that generate inquiries within days. How about establishing pricing strategies that increase your revenue beginning with your next client? Creating client experiences that trigger referrals from the first implementation, and adding revenue streams that can start producing income right away. While there are many other valuable approaches to growing a photography business, these 5 that that I'm sharing with you today deliver the quickest wins while building a foundation for long-term success. By the end of this lesson, you'll have a clear roadmap for explosive growth in your photography business with clear, actionable approaches that deliver rapid growth that you can implement right away. So I encourage you to take notes. I encourage you to watch this again afterwards, because we're about to discover exactly how you can create immediate momentum for your breakthrough year, 2026. Are you ready to transform your photography business? Let's do this. And hey, if you're excited to learn how a little gratitude can grow your business in big ways, drop a yes in the comments right now. Just tell me that you're ready to go, that you want to hear this, that you're ready for it, that you are open to it, that you are ready to make next year a real, fantastic, amazing, the best ever year. Just tell me yes in the comments. As always, all of these episodes have handouts. So if you would like to have the handout, and I'll put this on the screen. If you would like to have the handout, then enter in hashtag handout in the comments section, or send me an email to jim@portraitprofits.com. jim@portraitprofits.com. I'm going to send you the handout for today. It will have it's got templates associated with it as well that are included. They're free. They're included. I do send a $10 invoice. Pay it if you want. Don't pay it if you don't want. If you forget, who cares? Don't worry about it. My goal is to get this information in your hands. That's the goal. So tell me that you want it. I'll send it to you. and we'll just see where it goes. All right. The first strategy. You know what? Let me tell you what all of them are real quick. Then I'll go through each one. The first strategy is a distinctive brand identity that attracts dream clients. The second, make competition irrelevant. The third strategy, vision and value based pricing. Strategy number 4 is create a luxury client experience. And strategy number 5 is future proof your business with vision and purpose. So, first one, when you buy a new car, suddenly you see that exact model everywhere. Seems like there's more of them on the road. There's actually a name for this. It's called the Bader-Meinhof phenomenon. Let me put that on the screen because I don't expect you to remember it or even understand what it is I just said. The Bader-Meinhof phenomenon. It's also called frequency illusion. Your brain becomes tuned to recognize exactly what you've defined as important. This same principle can transform your business. When you clearly define your ideal client, your dream client, you'll start seeing them everywhere and they'll start seeing you. But here's the real magic, or that is the real magic, is they'll start seeing you too. So this strategy isn't about spending months crafting the perfect logo, agonizing over font choices. This is about something far more powerful and immediate. Think about a recent client who was an absolute joy to work with, someone who valued your creativity and you specifically. Just like spotting your car model on the road, once you clearly define what made that client perfect for you, you're going to start recognizing those qualities in potential clients everywhere you look. More importantly, those ideal clients will recognize themselves in your brand messaging. This clarity in your brand identity attracts exactly who you want to work with. I'm going to show you how to create this clarity using the same psychological principle that makes you spot those cars on the road. So let's talk about brand transformation. What makes this approach different? Well, just as your brain has a natural ability to spot items and patterns once you become aware of them, we're going to tune your business to become a magnet for ideal clients. I've seen photographers spend months on visual branding while missing the elements that actually attract clients. So let's develop your magnetic attraction. First thing I want you to think about is your client attraction story. Just like you suddenly notice your car model everywhere, your ideal prospects are searching for signs of what they want in a photographer. They may not be able to name it specifically, but they're looking for somebody who's just right. We're going to make your message magnetic. Instead of just listing what you offer, we're creating a story that pulls clients towards you. What transformation do you want to create for them? This isn't about pretty photographs. It's about the emotional pull that makes clients want to reach out to you. The second thing is your magnetic approach. Every photographer has something distinctive that naturally draws certain clients to them, yet most never communicate it effectively. We're going to change that today by identifying this and strengthening the elements of your work that already pull in your best clients. The third thing is your market, your value magnet. This is where everything changes. Once you understand how pattern recognition works, you can present your value in a way that naturally attracts your ideal clients, translating your artistic vision into language that makes clients say, "This is exactly what I want." When done correctly, your clients feel an immediate pull towards you. Here's the immediate implementation plan, exactly how you'll apply it. First, think of your last 3 favorite clients. What was it that drew you to them? How do you know that they were ideal clients? I mean, there was something about them that caused you to think that. What did they say they loved about working with you? Write it down. Just like spotting cars on the road, once you identify these patterns, you'll strengthen your magnetic pull to similar clients. Next, we're crafting your magnetic message. This really isn't a timeline, but it is the core message uh, that will make your consultations and marketing more attractive. Here's a real example from one of my students. While other photographers focused on posing perfection, I created a relaxed experience that captures genuine family connections. My clients get images that show real moments of joy, not just posed bodies and cheesy smiles. Her bookings increased, almost doubling just by adding this message. You might say, well, why? Well, because it spoke directly to what her ideal clients wanted. Let's talk about what happens after you've had a brand win, your first brand win. Make one simple change to your client communications, whether that's your email or your web form inquiry response, your about me page, or your consultation script. You'll incorporate your magnetic message statement and just watch how quickly it begins attracting your ideal clients. Remember this. Just like spotting those cars on the road, once you clearly define your magnetic elements, you naturally attract ideal clients. Every photographer I've worked with who implement this saw results within their very next inquiry. Some raised their prices within weeks because their magnetic pull became so strong with their ideal clients. If you'd like to talk about this, just me and you, well, that's what that private session is for that I mentioned before. I'll put that up on the screen once more just so you can see. Oh, that's the handout. Let's see. There it is. If you'd like to talk about your situation, how we can together work on this is something we can do in that 15-minute time period. If you'd like to do that, just take a look at that, do a screenshot, and I'm going to turn that off. There we go. Whether you're just starting or fine tuning existing systems, that one-on-one client coaching I'm going to do with you, it's going to help make a big difference in what your goals and your direction simply by naming it and being able to know what you're supposed to do next. All right, let's move on to the next strategy. Strategy number 2. This might sound impossible, but you hear so often someone saying, "The market is so saturated. There's so many photographers in my area." I hear this from photographers all the time, and I get it. When you're scrolling through social media, it can feel like every photographer in your area is competing for the exact same clients. That feeling of saturation, well, it's overwhelming. But guess what? It isn't the truth. That feeling comes from not seeing the whole picture. It's like standing in a crowd and thinking the whole world is crowded. step above it. And you get to see vast open spaces that you can't see when you're standing in the middle of the crowd. Yeah. If you think the market is saturated, it's because you have placed yourself in the middle of the crowd. So, of course, it's going to feel saturated. You've placed yourself there, though. Listen to what I'm saying right now so you can pull yourself out of that. It's amazing how many people comment that they want to stand out from the crowd, yet every action they take is keeping them there. Let me prove this to you. Have you ever been house hunting? Even in a neighborhood full of for sale signs, you're not looking for just any house. You're looking for just right. One that fits your style, your needs, your vision of a home. When you find it, suddenly all those other houses disappear from your mind. You're not thinking about them. That's exactly how your ideal clients think if you give them the opportunity to. They're not scrolling through an endless sea of photographers. They're searching for their perfect match. And when they find a brand that resonates with who they are and what they value, the saturation that you're feeling becomes irrelevant. This is why photographers who understand this principle often raise their prices without losing bookings. They're not competing in a crowded market. They're creating their own space where competition becomes irrelevant. Remember that magnetic brand that you created in strategy number one? Now, I know you haven't done it yet, but let's imagine you have. Now, we're going to broadcast it across multiple channels. But here's what makes that approach different. We're going to use AI tools because you want to maintain a consistent, compelling presence everywhere that your ideal clients are without consuming much of your creative time. We all have a creative energy tank, and there are a lot of things that draw from it. We can't allow it to go to empty. Think about this. While other photographers are struggling to post daily or weekly and figure out their SEO, you'll have tools like Jasper or Copy AI generating SEO optimized content that sounds exactly like you. While they're guessing at hashtags, you'll have AI analyzing which ones actually reach your ideal clients. Let's talk about the strategic placement that's going to actually convert clients, though. Most photographers make the rookie mistake of trying to be everywhere their ideal clients are looking. Here's the truth: your best future clients aren't looking for you at all, not yet. Instead of seeking the seekers, we're going to strategically place your magnetic brand where it naturally intersects with your ideal clients' daily lives. This is a concept that I call don't seek the seekers. When you understand this principle, you stop chasing prospects and start creating multiple natural touch points that make them feel like finding you was their idea. Now, if you'd like more information on this, you can go back to episode number 145. Yeah, 105 episodes ago on November 27th, 2023. So, episode number 145 is Don't Seek the Seekers. I'll put that's the graphic for that particular one. Don't seek the seekers. Here's how we're going to make this happen. The first, strategic content placement. So using tools that are going to help you with posting, something like Jasper or Copy AI, to create content that fits each context. You're going to place your brand message where it feels like a natural discovery. You're going to create multiple touch points across different platforms. I want you to let automation handle the timing and distribution. The second thing is content-driven visibility. Identify where your clients spend time, not just where they search. Where do they spend time? When they're online, what are they doing? You can use Meta AI's insights to understand natural behavior patterns. You can position your content to enhance, not interrupt, their experience. Create value in spaces that they already trust. The third is smart cross path marketing. Develop content that serves multiple discovery points. Build relationships with complementary businesses. Use AI to identify unexpected connection opportunities. You can create consistent touch points that feel just serendipitous. Let me give you a couple of action steps that you can do today or really soon. Go to one of the many AI marketing assistant programs, such as Copy.ai, to generate to generate context appropriate content. The second, create your first set of natural discovery points. The third, position your content strategically across the platforms. And a lot of those services start off with a free trial, so take advantage of that. And then, so that's the first step. The second step is select blog post generator and then input your magnetic message that if you've done strategy number one, that you have already. And then you're going to set the tone to professional and warm. Now you can set it to really whatever you want. That's the one that I recommend, is professional and warm. The fifth is generate content that fits natural discovery points. Now position this content where it feels like a natural find. For Instagram, you could share your expertise in relevant community conversations. In LinkedIn, you could contribute insights to industry discussions. In Facebook, you can enhance local community engagement. There's several things you can do on these different platforms, but you're going to automate these processes. Your magnetic brand is now strategically positioned for natural discovery, creating multiple touch points that make clients feel like finding you was their brilliant idea. When you have the right tools amplifying your magnetic brand, those feelings of market saturation dissolve. You're going to like that feeling. You're going to like when someone brings up that the market is saturated and you thinking, yeah, I used to think that. What's one thing that we've talked about so far that you're excited about doing? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's learn from each other's experiences. What are you going to do first? What's exciting you? What things have you tried that have worked or totally failed? Let us know in the comments. And if this is resonating with you today, I want you to comment the word yes. Comment the word yes. Let's move on to strategy number 3. I want to ask you something. Do you believe that a custom, low volume portrait photographer is a luxury item? I do. Or do you think that everyone should have one? That people should be, I don't know, maybe picketing their local and federal politicians to get universal family portraiture? I know that sounds like an exaggeration, but I definitely hear people say that everybody deserves a good family portrait. Maybe that's true, but not everyone values it. So trying to push that on everyone is a waste of your time, waste of your effort. There's no such thing as universal family portraiture. Not everyone cares about that kind of thing. Now, while I would love to see every family that wants a family portrait get one, fortunately, I'm a realist who sees it for what it is. It's a luxury item, an emotionally powerful heirloom. Guys, you're in a luxury business. You're the same thing as Rolex, Aston Martin, Gucci. And once you embrace this reality and you're going to open up a whole new level. You provide a luxury, and therefore you must treat it like one. You know what? Your well-being depends on you treating what you do as a luxury. People don't need portraits. They want them. You have a luxury item. So we created a magnetic brand and we positioned it to attract ideal clients. Now we're going to price it properly, not by looking at what others charge. Don't do that. That's probably the single largest mistake that photographers make. Comparison. Looking at what other photographers charge and somehow gleaning what your prices are going to be based on that. Well, guess what? 19 out of 20 photographers fail. And the number one reason, the main reason why they do, their prices don't align with what they're trying to accomplish. So if you are trying to align yourself with them, you don't even know that you're putting yourself in the direction of pure failure. You don't know it because you think, well, this guy's doing it and he's in business, so it must be right. It's not. Aligning your pricing with your vision and your ideal life is the only way that you're going to wind up being successful in photography. That's it. Comparison to others will cause you to fail. Guarantee it. Here's a truth that might make you feel uncomfortable. I've said it before. I'm going to say it one more time. If you're checking other photographers' prices for anything other than curiosity, because we're curious, we're going to be wondering what everybody's charging. But if you're checking what other people's prices are for anything other than curiosity, you are already on the wrong path. You're already on the wrong path. You're riding a community bus instead of driving your own car. Let me explain. When you're on that bus, someone else decides the route, that's your business direction. The stops, your client types. The schedule, your work pattern. The destination, your income potential. You don't want to be riding the community bus. Is that how you want to run your luxury portrait business? Which statement about prices would you rather hear from your client? How about this one? That's high, but man, you are worth it. Or would you rather hear this? Oh, that price is way less than I expected. With a price that's too low, you never even give anyone the opportunity to say it's a lot, but you're worth it. Your pricing isn't about the market, it's about three major elements. The first is the value you provide. The second is how you want to be perceived. And the third one, which is actually the number one most important, is your life goals. Let's look at each one of those individually. The first one is the value you provide. This isn't this isn't just about beautiful images. It's about the experience you create, the confidence that you build in your clients, the moments you preserve, the artistry you bring, the legacy you help create. The second, as I mentioned, was how you want to be perceived. Your pricing is part of your marketing message. So it sends a clear message to your clients. Think about luxury car brands. They don't compete on price because that's not their marketing position. Your pricing should reflect your expertise, your unique approach, your ideal professional standing, your ideal market position. Do you really think that Ferrari cares at all what Ford is charging for their cars? That would make zero sense. And too many photographers are making zero sense with their goal, with their pricing. Let's talk about your ideal life goals, which to me is the most important. This is where most photographers fail in their pricing. So I want you to ask yourself, can my prices support my desired lifestyle? Will your prices even fund your business? Do your prices allow for professional development? Can they sustain your long-term vision? You already know that if you can't answer yes to all those questions, your pricing is a mistake. The problem there's a red flag, and you get to fix it. Let's talk about building your new pricing structure. Start with your annual income goal. Write that amount down. And by the way, this, you can't see that very well. There we go. That is included in the handout. This is one of the templates that I'm including in the handout. Again, it's included. It's not an extra. It's part of the deal. So you're going to write down your annual income goal. You're going to add what your taxes are. And for most people, that's somewhere between 24% and 36%. Most of you, it's going to be in the 25% range. But I'm going to say add 30% for taxes. It's better to have a little too much than a little too little. If you know that your tax bracket is higher, well, then add the appropriate amount of taxes. Remove that. Add 20% for business expenses. Now, some are if you're relatively new and you're still buying a lot of equipment, you're gonna need to add maybe 30% for your business expenses. Add 15% for professional development period. That means classes. Doesn't have to be with me, although I mean, I'm here. I think I'm pretty good at this. So, but add 15% for professional development. Do you really think that you can do this on your own? That you don't need any help? That you don't need any classes? Even if technology wasn't changing as quickly as it is, there's still so much to learn just on the photography side that you can't possibly ever learn it all. There's too much. It's a near endless amount of information. You could study photography as the only thing, never photograph anything. Study photography 8 hours a day for your entire career and still not learn all there is to know about photography. It's too vast. Good thing is we don't have to learn everything in order to be good at what we do, but we do need to constantly be getting better. So add 15% for professional development, and then add 10% for profit, for savings. Your profit needs to be more than that. Your savings needs to be about 10%. This amount that you've added together, this is your true annual revenue target. Now, I'm going to do some math. Divide that number, that large number, by the number of clients you want to serve this year. Remember, luxury means limited availability. How many do you want to serve? 1 a week? 5 a week? 1 a month? Whatever your number is, divide by the number of clients you want to serve next year. This gives you your minimum average sale. Now, if you also do packages, let's structure your packages around this number. Create 3 tiers. Your middle package should be right at or just above your average. That's your middle package. Your highest package should be maybe twice the amount of your average. And then your base level package at no less than half of your average. But make that that first one not as interesting, not as fantastic as the one you want them to buy, the middle one. So let's do an example based on 100,000 income goal. The total you need to make $100,000 is going to be about 175,000. It could be more. It could be 200. It could be 300. Everyone is different, and you probably know where you need to be in order to get that 100,000. And if you don't, well, guess what? I'm here. This is what I do. I can help with that. So let's just say that the total you need to bring in is 175,000. Serving, let's say you want to serve 50 clients next year, 50. That means your average minimum sale needs to be $3,500 in order to get to 175. So your package tiers could be 2,700, 3,500, and 7,000. That would be your three options. Now add in your luxury elements, your private design consultation, your archival products, white glove service, premium experience touches. Your investment guide should lead with your highest package. I mean, I've got a bunch of examples of that, but I've got too much information to share those right now. So when you present your pricing, start with your top tier experience. This is your luxury positioning. Lead with your best, the one you really want to do. These aren't just numbers that you're sharing, they're the foundation of your luxury brand and the promise that you're making. They reflect your value, your vision, and your commitment to excellence. So, what are the things you need to do? Calculate your true costs, factor in your time, include your expertise, account for all resources, build in growth potential. Second thing is set sustainable prices. Most photographers do not have sustainable pricing. And we talk about sustainability in other areas of our life and we accept it there. Some photographers, for some reason, aggressively do not accept it when it comes to photography prices. It's the weirdest thing. But if they'd stop and just look at it, just write stuff down on a piece of paper, they'd see, oh, that does make sense. Start with your ideal income goal. Factor in business expenses, add a profit margin, include your growth investment. The third is create value-based packages or options. Build in premium options, premium things to include that are obvious, that are premium, and include unique elements. Focus on experience value. I want you to emphasize transformation. I want you to note something. Sometimes when a client says your prices are too high, that feels bad, but they're just telling you that at least at that moment that they're not your ideal client. It doesn't mean they're not going to do business with you. And it may be that you haven't shared enough with them to make them feel like it's worth it. But let's say someone says your price is too high. They've heard everything and it actually is out of their price range altogether. Well, even that is valuable information because it could mean that you need to enhance your magnetic brand and your strategic placement. Strategies 1 and 2 that we already talked about to attract ideal clients who value your luxury experience. Knowing that you're attracting the wrong person just means we need to do a better job of now enhancing our our, our vision, our brand, so that those who are ideal are the ones who are reaching out to us, and those who aren't ideal, well, they're not. We're not wasting their time. They're not wasting ours. Does that sound good? If it does, say yes in the comments. Let me know. And if you haven't already, enter in hashtag live, letting me know that you're here right now watching live. Let's move on to strategy number 4. Think about the last time you experienced something that you would categorize as luxury, that includes service. Not just good service, I mean the kind that would make you want to tell everyone you know. Maybe it was a high-end hotel. Maybe it was a fine restaurant. Maybe it was a luxury car dealership. Whatever it was that just made you feel like this is a luxury experience. I want you to have that in your mind as I'm talking right now. What made it memorable? It wasn't just the product, it was how they made you feel throughout the entire experience. Now, if you've done strategy 1, you've built your magnetic brand. You've positioned it strategically in your clients' paths. You've priced it to reflect its luxury value. But here's where the magic actually really happens in the experience that you create for your ideal client. This is what transforms satisfied clients into enthusiastic advocates. Most photographers focus on the session itself, but a luxury experience is about every single touch point. Let me put a graphic up of what I mean by that. Is that hard to see? That's better. The first is the first impression. When they discover you, and think about strategy 2, strategic placement. When they first discover you, before they've met you, there's something about what you have written, what you have, the content that you have shared that's causing your ideal client to be magnetically pulled towards you. So that first impression includes that moment, not the first time they meet you. It's their first inquiry response, their initial consultation experience, all the way up to that first time that you do get to meet with them. The second is pre-session excellence. This is the planning, the preparation, the style and wardrobe guidance, the location selection, the timeline communication. The third is session experience, the actual creation of the images, your professional presence, the environment and the feel that you create, the confidence that you build. That's the session experience. The fourth on that timeline is reveal and image selection. This is where you're showing their images, you're presenting their images. And we do it in lots of different ways. Some people do an online gallery, some people do it in person, either, maybe with a computer, or I like to actually project on the wall in the spot where it's going to be displayed, because I work with people who want prints. Now, some of you may say, how do you wind up with people who want prints? Because I tell them that I make prints. So therefore, the people who reach out to me are the ones who want prints. The ones who want digital files aren't reaching out to me because I've done a good job with my marketing branding. They know that I sell prints. Again, if they aren't after prints, they see who it is that I am and what it is that I do, and they move on, which is great. That way I only wind up with people who want prints. That's what I want to do. So at this reveal or image selection process, you're presenting their images, you're maybe making product selections or suggestions, investment guidance. And then once that sale is made, the prints have been ordered, then there's the post-production process you go through, but then you get to what they will see, the delivery, the installation, the follow through. Not everybody does installation. In fact, very few photographers do installation. I do installation. But product preparation and presentation, the installation of the photographs, your future connection plans, your referral program, this makes up all these things: the first impression, the pre-session excellence, the session experience, the image selection consultation, the delivery and the follow-through, the installation, whatever it is you do in that last step. This makes up the client's experience. The first impression, let's talk about that just a little bit. Respond within 2 hours during business hours. Personalized welcome package sent out immediately via email. Pre-consultation questionnaire that makes them feel understood. Professional process guide that demonstrates your expertise. During the pre-session excellence section of this, you've created a custom planning guide, and you have wardrobe suggestions to give them. Location scouting images can be shared. A detailed timeline with what to expect. If they need vendors, then maybe hair and makeup suggestions you can give them. And you're doing a pre-session check-in call to make sure everything's good. Then the session itself, maybe you have some refreshments of some sort, depends on what you do. If you're in a studio, maybe you've got a music playlist customized to their taste or to yours. It depends on your target market as to which is more ideal. You're giving them clear and confident direction. Maybe you're showing them some behind the scenes previews. Maybe you're creating behind the scenes previews. Maybe your assistant or your intern is photographing you, photographing them. There's a lot of things you can do. And then your session wrap up with the next steps that they can expect from you to be clearly outlined. That's the third one, the session experience. Now, the fourth one is reveal and selection. That's where they have an opportunity to see the photographs. Now, for those of you who do just digital files, this may be your last step. You actually may end here. I don't believe in ending here. To me, it's the same thing as a roofer taking the old roof off and bringing you all the shingles for the new roof and saying, all right, you know how to use a hammer and nails. See you later. Tell other people about me, because we're not done yet. Again, to me, done is prints and installed on the wall. So I'm not done with digital files. That's just one step in the process. Again, that's who I'm trying to attract. If you're not trying to attract that, then yours is different. No problem. I want a private viewing environment. I want product samples that they can touch and feel. Wall gallery mock-ups of their images. Investment guidance that focuses on value. And they order the same day they look at their photographs. I don't put them online and have them decide whenever they get around to it. I care too much about them. They don't do this every day. I'm the one who does this every day. So I'm going to sit with them through the image selection process because I can help. I've been doing this for a long time. I know what to suggest. I know what images look good in a larger format and which ones don't. And a whole lot more suggestions that I can make. So why would I not walk them through that if I know those things? Of course, I'm going to walk them through it. I'm not going to let them do it on their own. To me, that would be, from my point of view, if I were to do that, not saying you, if I were to not walk them through that process, I would consider it rude and uncaring. But again, that's me. That's just the way that I do it. The way you do it, it might be better to not walk them through the process. Everybody's different, and there's room for everybody. Woohoo! The fifth one is delivery and follow through. So this is white glove delivery service, installation assistance or installation period, personal thank you note after everything's over, future planning. When are we going to do the next one? And share your referral program at the peak satisfaction moment. Now, you'll actually be sharing your referral program at different moments throughout this process, but this one's an obvious one. Something to think about is luxury isn't just about what you deliver. In fact, more often, well, luxury isn't just about what you deliver. In fact, more often, important is how you deliver it. Every touch point is an opportunity to reinforce your brand's value, what I call wow moments or share-worthy moments. And the power of the wow, well, that's pretty impressive. Let me give you some action steps for this one. Review your current client journey and identify where you can add some wow moments to it. Identify your weakest touch point. Know what it is. You should know what your weakest touch point is. Why? So that you can improve it. Come on. Implement one luxury experience or element this week. Don't put it off. Do it now. Just one. I'm not asking you to change everything, but add one luxury element. Now, what does that mean? It means whatever it means to you. You have a luxury. You sell a luxury. So add one luxury element. That doesn't mean you're adding something expensive to the product options. It means you're adding a service or a step, a thank you note that is it's something that you've created. A luxury element. It could be just what you're saying to them. And I want you to plan next quarter's experience upgrades. You know what? I also want you to create your referral program structure. If you don't have a referral program, let me help you out with that. But also, we've covered that in past episodes of the Portrait Profit Show. So you could look back and just watch the referral program episodes. There's actually been several of them. All right. Let's move to the next step, the fifth and final section of this. Strategy number 5. When building a home, you don't start off by picking out quartz countertops or paint colors. You don't even start with the foundation, which that seems like where you start. No, and it's not even the blueprints that you start off with. Uh-uh. You begin with your goals and your visions, and then a thorough site survey of the land if you're building a new home. You start off with your goals and your visions. You don't start off with blueprints. You don't start off with the foundation. Those are steps along the way, obviously important ones, but they're not where things begin. You begin with your goals, your visions, what you think is ideal. Once you've chosen the land, then you're doing a site survey of the land. Why would you do a site survey? Well, because without understanding your vision and the landscape, you might end up with water rushing through your front door every time it rains. Yeah, we don't want that. Your photography business is no different. A clear vision and mission are the site survey. They ensure you're building your business on solid ground with a complete understanding of the landscape ahead. Without them, you might create something beautiful, but unable to withstand the first storm. Here's the exciting part. The moment you define your vision, your business becomes easier for you to run. The moment you define your vision, what you want, your business becomes easier to run instantly. Today. Talk about a quick win. You're probably wondering how. All right, well, let's cover that. Here's what happens right away. You feel something because you know the direction. Your client inquiries become simple yes, no decisions. No more working with the wrong client. No more doing the wrong types of jobs. It goes away once you define your vision. Doesn't happen anymore. Your price discussions become really easy because you know what it is you do. You know how much you're worth. You know the amount of money that you need to bring in order to reach your goals. Your time management improves because you know what matters. You've written it down. Your stress decreases a lot because you've set clear boundaries. The moment you answer these, you have clarity. That inquiry that's been sitting in your inbox, you'll know immediately if a prospect fits your vision or not. And when you get really good, they will know it too. That networking event that you've been unsure about, whether or not that would be beneficial, that decision becomes automatic. You'll know. You'll know what's right. You'll know what's not. When photographers struggle, it's often not because they lack talent or even clients. It's because they started building without a stated vision and without surveying their environment. Instead, they focused on immediate details, pricing, marketing, uh, even client experience are all good things, but no different than starting a home build with the window coverings. We need to start at the beginning, even if you've been doing this for 5 years, 10 years. Let's start with you. not your business. What does your ideal life look like? You start there because your business should support that vision. Consider things like, do you want to take family vacations? Go away on your own? What kind of flexibility do you need for maybe family time? How much income do you need to support the lifestyle that you'd like to have? Define what it is that drains your energy. Once you're clear on your life vision, you're going to be able to survey the business landscape to ensure that it supports those goals. Just as a home builder wouldn't place your dream house in a floodplain, we won't build a business model that floods your life with stress or unwanted obligations that drain your creative energy and cause burnout. By the way, burnout is internal. Burnout was not caused by clients. It feels that way, but you're the one who allowed that to happen by not defining your vision, not defining who you are, what you want, what you and in doing so causing everything to come together. I want you to think about things like your perfect work day. What would that look like? What time of the day would you start? What would you do first before you started working? You get up, what is it you want to happen? If it was ideal, then your ideal working hours, what you would do during those working hours. Most people don't say, I wish I could work more hours. They would like to work less. And when you define your vision, this naturally happens. Guess what? If I were to ask you for your vision statement right now, could I read it? If the answer is no, because you haven't done it, you're spinning your wheels, you're wasting your time. You need to do a full stop right now and define your vision. What do you want? What do you want? When do you want vacations? What brings you joy in your work? What energizes you versus drains you? What are your non negotiable family or personal time commitments? You could use some tools. In fact, I've got a couple of them that I have that I can put on the screen. HubSpot's predictive analysis. You can go to HubSpot.com to get that, or you can go to TrendHunter.com to understand how marketing trends align with your personal goals. Now, creating a vision for your business ensures your business serves your life goals. When building your dream home, you want the structure to protect and nurture the life you envision. The same goes for your business structure. It's not any different. Write down what matters most to you, not what you think should matter, what truly matters to you. Some photographers live to create artistic portraits. Others value the flexibility to be there for every one of their kids' events. Some want to travel extensively. There's not a wrong answer. There's your answer. That's what it is. And that's why things are going to be different because we all have different goals, different wants, different dreams, different visions. Think about your most recent challenging business decision. Maybe it was a client who wanted a discount. Maybe it was a booking that would cut into your family time, a marketing opportunity that felt off. Now imagine having absolute clarity about these decisions. That's what vision gives you instant confidence in your choices. Look at where you're spending your time and energy now. Many photographers find they're building a business that works against their ideal life. They realized they were heading down the road in the wrong direction. They're handling admin tasks during creative hours. They're shooting when they want family time. They're earning good money, maybe, but they don't have any time to enjoy it. This is where your mission statement, your vision statement, all of this, by the way, I have 5 main statements that I think should be in your work environment. but there's a total of between 14 and 18 statements that I believe that you have to have in order to make this all work well and make things easy. You may think, I've got to do all that. I can help you with that. It doesn't take me that long, maybe a few days, but it doesn't take that long. But this is where something like a mission statement becomes your quick decision tool. It's your building code, giving you instant clarity on what fits and what doesn't fit. So here's what I want you to do for immediate results. I want you to do a quick vision check. List 3 things you love about your work that are you have to have them. If they weren't part of your everyday life or your normal work life, you might not do this. What are 3 things you love about your work? And next, I want you to list 3 things that you'd rather not do, because I know there's some things in your photography business that you don't really enjoy doing very much. Write 3 main ones down, the ones that just pop up in your mind immediately. And then I want you to identify one thing you can stop doing immediately. Something that's going to lift some stress off of you. Maybe you don't have a path to get to that yet, but identify one thing that you can stop doing soon. This week, I want you to think about some fast implementation. I want you to eliminate one task that doesn't serve your vision. Now, you've got to have these statements. You've got to have at least your vision statement written so that you know what one task needs to be eliminated. If you haven't written your vision, you don't know. You might be able to guess. It could be right. It could be so far off, you're surprised. I want you to say no to any request that doesn't align with your vision. And I want you to set one boundary that protects your ideal life. Next week, I want you to do things that build that momentum. Review your calendar with your new vision as your filter. Adjust one policy to better serve your goals. Do you guys have policy manuals? You'd be surprised if you don't have one, how much of a difference it makes to have one. You may think, well, bigger businesses have that. Doesn't matter the size. You need a policy manual. Start using automated tools to track what you're doing, to track the alignment, making sure you're heading in the right direction. Here's a pro tip. Set up automated tracking in whatever your CRM program is that you're using. Maybe HubSpot, or there's a bunch of them. So you want to be able to monitor how well your activities align with your vision. Let technology handle the monitoring so that you can focus on living your ideal life. There are tools so that you don't have to waste your time with that stuff. Your vision will evolve as your life does. It's supposed to. Every once in a while, I cross paths with someone who says, why bother planning? Things change. So give me an example. You're driving down the road and there's a detour. And so you have to take the detour. Yeah, things change. There are detours in life. Yes. That doesn't mean don't plan the trip to go visit your friends. That makes 0 sense. You have to plan, and you adjust to those detours as you get to them, because you know what the end result is supposed to be. You can move through those detours without much problem because you know where you're headed. So your vision's going to evolve, and it's supposed to. Just as you might remodel a home as your family grows, you'll adjust your business. The key is ensuring every change serves your vision. Vision isn't just about the future, it's about making the right decisions today. Every choice you make either moves you toward your ideal life or it moves you away from it. By the end of this week, if you're doing these things that I'm sharing, you'll have noticeably clearer decision-making abilities, more confident boundaries, better use of your time, much reduced stress, increased satisfaction in your work. You're heading away from burnout. It's in the rearview mirror, but soon to be non existent. I want you to create your ideal life centered vision right now. When you imagine your perfect day 5 years from now, what does that look like? What's one thing you can eliminate this week that doesn't serve your ideal life? All right, we're almost done. The closing thoughts are still left, and I want to tell you what's coming up. So, Lens Legends, you've just received the 5 strategies for explosive growth that can transform your business starting today. And while that might feel overwhelming, just choose one. Just do one and then move on to the next one. These strategies work quickly. It doesn't mean that it's a race, but they work quickly. Take your time with them, but make time today. Start with one quick win. Maybe it's crafting your magnetic message. Maybe it's adjusting your prices. Maybe it's eliminating one thing that doesn't serve your ideal life vision. Think about it. In this lesson, you've learned how to attract clients naturally, position your brand strategically, price your work confidently, create experiences that wow your clients, build a business that serves your life. Your next booking should be at your new premium prices. Your next inquiry could come from your magnetic message. Your next decision could be a crystal clear. You could make it crystal clear because you made time to define your vision. Understand this. Your photography business is a tool to create the life you want. And that life, it can start taking shape today. So which strategy will you implement first? Whatever you choose, I want you to know that I am confident that you've got this. The tools are in your hands. The path is clear. And your future clients, well, they're already looking for exactly what it is that you offer. You just have to put it in their path. Take a moment and put something in the comments right now. It could be a takeaway from what we've just talked about. It could be something as simple as thanks, Jim. But write something in the comments right now, a thought, an idea, maybe your next step. As you know, the Portrait Profit Show is every single Monday. So here's a look at what's coming, but I'm taking a week off. So there won't be a show at all next week. So that makes this show the final show, the last show of the year 2025. So the next one will be 2 weeks from today, January 5th at noon. And this one is the photographer's task list. And let me put this up differently. There we go. The photographer's task list for a successful January. And there it is. As the clock strikes midnight and a new year begins, it brings with it the perfect opportunity for reflection, for renewal, for a fresh start. It's just the right time to reset, reorganize, and set the tone for a productive and successful year ahead. So that is 2 weeks from today. I want to thank you, Lens Legends. I appreciate you joining me today. And if you found value in this lesson, please like, please love, please share the Portrait Profit Show and join us not next week, but 2 weeks from now at noon for the next Portrait Profit Show. You know, in addition to making beautiful images, you're making an impact, touching lives in many ways, some ways that you'll never know, never even be aware of. I hope today's lesson has given you new ideas and strategies to strengthen your business and your life. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being such an incredible portrait photographer. For Landers Photography School and Digital Pro Lab, I'm Jim Landers, bringing you the weekly Portrait Profit Show. Until I see you next time, Lens Legends, keep thriving, keep growing, and keep making your long-lasting mark in the world. I look forward to watching you grow. You guys are awesome. Bye for now.